Hey everybody, I'm John Granado. That's Josh Jordan. You can hear us on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet so you get all of our content here at SportsMap HOU. Hey Josh, after the draft, Texans moved up. How about this? They didn't even play a game, and they moved up 4 spots in the ESPN's power rankings. Way to go, team. They jumped ahead of the Jets. The Jets had a great draft, too. Is ranking the Texans ahead of the Jets more about bad New York, or did the Texans do themselves well in that draft?
Well, they both did fantastic in the draft. That's we've heard the Jets were the darling of the draft, but we both love what the Texans did in the draft. And I think the Texans had probably the worst roster in the NFL, so they're gonna get a lot from those extra rookies out of that draft class. But I would say part of it's about the division, right? With the Jets, they're actually projected to win 5.5 games, according to Vegas. Texans are projected, the over-under's 4.5 games. So even though the Jets are behind the Texans in the power rankings, they are expected to win an extra game. And I think part of that's the division, right, John? That division the Jets are in, going against the Bills and the Dolphins and the Patriots, whereas the Texans, AFC South is bad.
All right, if I could give you, who do you want at the helm? Zach Wilson or Davis Mills?
I mean, I'd go with Zach Wilson because the pedigree, but
I wouldn't.
That's the only reason.
Well, so we say pedigree, but Davis Mills, coming out of high school, was the number 1 quarterback in the nation. And he's a drop-back passer as opposed to Zach Wilson, who came out of nowhere and wowed everybody in his senior season, no question about that, but against lesser competition. I didn't see anything that Zach Wilson did better than Davis Mills this past season. And and there's work ethic and everything else about him. I'm going Davis Mills in this one. I think that Davis Mills is possibly a better quarterback.
I mean, time will tell, right? We're going to find out this year, because if Davis doesn't do it this year, if he's not like, hey, he's our guy, Texans going to draft a quarterback. That's just going to be a fact. Davis is going to have to prove himself this year. Whereas Zach Wilson, he's going to get more rope because, he's a top pick.
Yep.
So, that's just how it works in the NFL.
Well, and speaking of pedigree, the Jags have Trevor Lawrence. Mm-hmm. Trevor Lawrence versus Davis Mills. If you want to know the truth, Davis Mills had a better year than Trevor Lawrence did, but he had Urban Meyer. Now, the rankings had the Jags at 26. The Texans took care of that business last year. The Jags were the worst team in the league again, back-to-back years. Who's going to be better this year, Jags or Texans?
I'm going to lean with Vegas and go with the Jags, but I don't feel good about it. They're predicted to win, 6.5 is their over-under, where the Texans is 4.5. They both play in that same bad division, but we know the Jags spent a ton of money in free agency. I'm not a big fan of Christian Kirk, but, whatever. That's okay. They also ended Brandon Scherf, one of the best guards in football. They have their tackles. Travis Etienne should be back, so they should be able to run the ball a little better. And I think the Vegas number tells us we're all expecting a jump for Trevor Lawrence this year.
Yeah, I agree with all that, except the Texans are going to be better. I just feel like, that Vegas, everybody is so undervaluing the Texans because they're the Texans. It's been a clown show. You hire a head coach that shouldn't have been a head coach, but now you got a real head coach. You have a real general manager running the things correctly. You have some players now. I think they did a really good job in the draft. They actually can cover some people. They're going to be better defensively. They're going to be better offensively because they probably are going to be able to run the ball a little bit better. They're going to be better than they were last year. And this is a team that beat the Jags. They went to the Titans. They beat the Jags. They beat the Titans at the Titans. They beat the Chargers at home. Slapped them around. I mean, I know that they're not. It hasn't been a good organization, but I think it is trending in the right direction. And the Jags are still the Jags. So I'm going Texans. Surprisingly, I am going to go with the Texans as going to be the better team this year.
I hope you're right, John.